Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Commerce Greenery. Today we are going to start with another important topic of our grooming session, that is how to write a perfect cover letter. But before that, let me introduce you with myself. My name is Manpreet Kaur. I am assistant professor by profession and founder and co-owner of this platform Commerce Greenery. I have done management development program of soft skills and hard skills under the initiative of ROSA. And out of the teachings of the same course, I am able to guide you regarding the grooming and the other personality development things. Now let's start with today's topic, how to write a cover letter. Now, what is a cover letter? A cover letter is basically a particular document which you attach with your resume. It just summarizes the information which you have already mentioned in your resume. Now, only after watching to the cover letter, a recruiter decides whether to open your resume or not. Now, it is a very important decision that just by looking into your cover letter, a recruiter is deciding whether he should open your resume or not. That means your whole chances of getting selected for the interview round are based on your cover letter also. So your cover letter should be that much attractive and organized that it should in the very first instance must make the mind of the recruiter 100% positive regarding you. Now, how we can make our cover letter so much organized? You could notice that many of the persons, they have their own description of writing the cover letter. But if we focus carefully, according to the rules which the management development program has given to me, there are certain parts in which a cover letter is divided. If we mention all those parts in our cover letter, then it is obviously be the best cover letter of your personality. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss all the parts which you should mention in your cover letter. Now, here is the brief description of how a cover letter should be. Depending upon this slide, there are in total 6 parts of a cover letter. But you may reduce these 6 parts to 5 also. It all depends upon the job description to which you are applying and the skills and experiences which you have. So in totality, you should include 5 to 6 parts to a cover letter. Now let's start with the very first part of a cover letter. That is your name. The first thing which you should mention in your cover letter is your name. Here your name does not mean only one particular thing. Along with your name or below your name, you are also supposed to mention certain other things. Like after your name, you have to mention about your address, then your contact number, and then your email ID in the same order in which I have stated these things here. You are not supposed to just make these things arranged in a different order. No, not at all. These things should be mentioned in the topmost left corner of your cover letter, and that too in this particular order. We will be doing some examples of the perfect cover letter at the end of this video, so stay tuned till the end. Now, after writing your name and other details, the second part is you have to salute to the employer or the recruiter to whom you are applying for the job. So for that, either you can mention dear, the name of the hiring manager, or dear Mrs. Nancy, dear Miss Nancy, dear Mr. Raman, or whatever the thing which was mentioned in the job description based on which you have taken a decision to apply for a particular job. So if you have come across to the recruitment notice of a particular job, you must have noticed that they always mention the name of the hiring manager, or the name of the recruiter, or the name of the human resource manager. You should address your cover letter to the same person which is mentioned in the recruitment notice. No other name should be addressed here. And always salute to that hiring manager or human resource manager in a professional manner. You are not supposed to use any other informal words here. Only the word dear with the name of that manager is sufficient enough to address that person. Now the next part. The third part is the introduction. Now we are going to start with the basic or the body of the cover letter. The previous two things, the first your name and the second the salutation, those should be mentioned on the left hand side of your cover letter. The things which we are now going to discuss represent the main body of your cover letter. These dimensions must be specified in the form of paragraphs. So the very first paragraph after salutation involves your introduction. So it involves a very attention-grabbing opening paragraph in which you are introducing about your personality. Now, while mentioning about your personality, you have to describe who you are, in which area you have the expertise, and why do you think that this job is right for you, or why you want to apply for the job. Do you have the necessary criteria or necessary qualities to apply for the job? You are supposed to mention here. So a basic brief introduction about yourself. Now the next one after the introduction paragraph is your body paragraphs. You should here mention the things in at least 2 paragraphs. So first one was the introduction paragraph. Now you have to divide your rest of the information in 2 paragraphs. Now what should be mentioned here in these 2 paragraphs here? Your achievements, your skills, your experience years, and your educational qualification. So all the things which you have already mentioned in your resume, you have to briefly mention those things here, so that the introduction paragraph and the body paragraphs get connected with one another. Now, as I mentioned that you have to explain about your years of experience, skills, or the achievements which you have gained so far, how you should be specifying those things. That is a very important question here. You can include a bulleted list of points here. Like you can mention your achievements, your qualification, or the awards won by you in bullets, and that too in a very brief language. Keep this thing in mind that your cover letter is always of 1 page only. So in that 1 page, you have to mention everything about your resume, and that too in a brief language. So it should be a very short and crisp information. Now in this case, like only with your body paragraphs, only the hiring manager is going to make a perfect decision about you. So if you are talking or if you are saying that you are going to be a perfect asset to the company, or you are going to increase the sales of the company, you should not use any fake sentences like this. Make use of numericals here, numerical figures here. Like you can use the data which you have achieved in the previous job to indicate the qualities which you have possessed. Like, I made 5% growth in the sales of the previous company. So this 5% growth in sales of the previous company is going to impact the mind of the recruiter a lot. So using such statistical figures is the important key here. Make use of these, like you have made any research on the company, you are having very good initiatives or ideas for the company. You can also specify those ideas here in the body paragraph only. So if the first paragraph was the introductory part, the second and the third paragraphs are the parts describing only about your skills, your awards, your future perspective regarding the company in which you are going to apply for the job. So if you will be mentioning these things here, then obviously the hiring manager can make a perfect decision to get you selected for the next round or to see your resume very carefully. So this was all about the body paragraph. The last thing is your closing paragraph. In the closing paragraph, what you have to mention, you are going to specify a CTA. CTA here means a call to action. You are available for the interview whenever organized. Or you here must thank the recruiter or the hiring manager for sparing his or her time watching your cover letter. So if you are inviting your manager or the hiring manager here for the interview and you are thanking him or her in a very good manner, then all your etiquettes, your discipline and your professionalism is shown by this closing paragraph. So every component, every paragraph of the cover letter includes or describes something about you. It is better you organize whole of your information in this manner. So the next after this closing paragraph is the greetings at the end, like yours sincerely, your name, or sincerely your name. That's it. But it should be ended in a well-mannered way. That yours sincerely, name of the person who is applying. So these are almost the 6 things which you should specify in your cover letter. Now let's have a look into the perfect cover letters which have helped those persons gain a job. Now here you could notice that in the very first instance, they have specified the name of the person who is applying, address, then their contact number and the email ID. Afterwards, a salutation to the hiring manager, like Dear Mr. Raman, Dear Nancy. Then the whole body is constituted into 3 parts. Opening paragraph, that is for the introduction, then the body paragraph, and then last is the closing paragraph. After that, there is a closing greetings at the end. And that's it. Your cover letter is ready to be attached with your resume. I hope this video must be of help to you. We are ready to answer any of the questions which you have. Do like, share, subscribe this one. Thank you so much.